right now. Girl, she wears so many hats. She's a lawyer, trans activist, radio host, and podcaster, and author of, we got one book, Getting to Ellen, a memoir about love, honesty, and gender change. And of course, here's the other book, Being Ellen, A Second Chance of Life. We are thrilled and amazed that she actually has time to join us right now, for she is very busy. Ellen Krug, welcome to the show.
Oh, Scott and Ellen, thank you for having me. I'm just thrilled to be here.
Ellen,
thrilled to have you.
We're thrilled to have you. Do you mind if I call you Ellie, or do you prefer Ellen?
Call me Ellie.
I'm going to call you Ellie just because it'll help me figure it out, because I got an Ellen over here and an Ellen over here now. And
there's not many of us out there, so I appreciate meeting another Ellen / Ellie. So great to meet you, Ellie.
Yes, I know. There aren't many of us.
No, not under 70 at least.
Well, I'm just barely making that wire. Just let me know.
I'm right with you, my friend.
So holy smokes, you were a busy person. All the doing all the stuff. What led you to writing your memoir, Getting to Ellen?
So I have the dubious distinction of being the first lawyer in Iowa to ever transition genders. That happened in 2009. And so when I came out, even though transgender people have been around forever, trans people weren't very visible in 2009, 2010.
Right.
I've always wanted to be a writer, going all the way back to elementary school, me writing, long paragraphs and trying to get some thoughts on paper. But the problem was, you can never write authentically unless you're living authentically.
Yeah.
And it took me a long time to understand that. And so once I came out and was finally able to live as Ellie, I wanted to write my story in part to help other trans people and their families as they were taking the journeys of finally coming to live as whole and complete people. I also wrote the first book because I wanted to make sure that cisgender people, non-trans people, actually understood that being trans isn't a choice. It's just something that you get wired with. Just like being left-handed is something that you're wired with, and I happen to also be left-handed.
Okay.
There's some things in life, and the book really chronicles me coming to understand that some things in life are not choices. Some things in life just are. If you're gay or lesbian, you're queer, you just got wired that way. And
why, Ellie, do you think it's so hard for other people to understand and appreciate that?
Because first they're afraid. I think they're afraid of what they don't know. That is until someone in their family or close circle comes out.
Yeah.
And guess what? They stop being afraid, and then they start understanding.
Yes.
But I think, and then, we have religious intolerance. Not that there's anything wrong with religions, okay? We have, of course, now political intolerance. Don't get me started on that.
We can start.
We'll start you up on that one in a little bit, but girl, just you wait. I'm going to push that button real soon.
But I mean, so you have people who are indoctrinated. I think that's probably the right word.
Yeah.
Against queer people, certainly against transgender people. And the difference between being gay and lesbian and trans is that when you come out as gay or lesbian, there's not a whole lot of work for the people in your life. Okay? You come out as, because you have the same name, you dress the same way. I don't know, maybe gay men are going to wear a little bit more fashionable clothes.
For sure.
But when you come out as trans, everything changes.
Yeah.
Name, pronouns, appearance, maybe voice, oh my God, they're having surgery, all of those things. And I think that is very, very difficult for people to understand. And I think it's also very difficult for them to even appreciate that a child as young as 2 or 3 years old can know that their gender identity does not match what they were born with between their legs. I just interviewed Mike Phelan, a bookstore owner out of Vermillion, South Dakota, who had to sell his bookstore because South Dakota passed a law preventing his 10-year-old transgender girl from using the girls' restroom at schools. And he talked about his daughter at age 2, only wanting to wear boy clothes, only his daughter identified as male at birth, only wanting to wear girl clothes, play with girl things at age 2. And she later confided in Mike and his wife and said, I have a girl's heart.
Oh, wow.
Boy's heart.
Wow. That is such a really lovely way to frame it, too.
Oh, my God. I'm just...
Yeah, and how powerful for a child to have that sort of understanding, to communicate that so effectively and so simply. I don't have a boy's heart; I have a girl's heart.
And Scott, there are tens, if not hundreds of thousands of young children who are that way, who know that.
Yeah.
It's not because, they're watching Drag Sesame Street.
Right.
No, it's not because, they watch RuPaul's drag show that they suddenly decide. No, these are kids who have no frame of mind, no frame of reference other than they know that their brain does not match their body, and they want their brain to control their life.
Right. Mm-hmm. And as you say, it is hard. And if somebody is feeling that strongly about what their gender should be, then you have to respect how difficult it is for them to pursue that real truth and their true selves, and not be caught up in the fact that you don't feel that way. Because you don't feel that way. So they,
absolutely,
it's you got to spread that love. So I appreciate your answer. Thank you.
Yeah, and it's also
so if I can throw in, so the first book, Getting to Ellen, was my memoir about coming out. And then last month in July, the second book, Being Ellen, came out. It's a memoir series. The second book is titled Being Ellen, A Second Chance at Life. And that book is about what is it like to go live, finally, for a decade and a half as who you truly are. Mm-hmm. For me to be able to live as a woman, and I know people are hearing a man's voice on the air right now, but I truly, I am female, I look female, I present as female, and it's really about once what do you do in life when you get a second chance?
Yeah,
do you take advantage of it, or do you let it go by? And I'd like to think I took full advantage of this second chance that I clawed my way to getting.
Mm-hmm. You have. Yeah. I'm here to tell you.
Yeah.
You definitely have. Thank you.
It's. I do love the fact that the subtitle is a second chance at life. It's because you are really living the life that you have been meant to lead. And I think is part of the thing with the whole gender conversation is people are really, they're just a little, it tends to get so blurry and so, we're so used to like binary, like there is man, there is woman, and then there is nothing in between or above and beyond or under or whatever. And I think that's the part of the thing. And I keep going back to talking to our friend Alexander Billings, who is, for folks who might not be familiar with her, she is a trans actor and trans activist. She was in Chicago, she's now in LA, but she was always like, the thing that shocked her the most was the misogyny that she felt.
Oh yeah, I bet.
Like it's yeah, I think we're getting better at understanding gender and trying to blur those, getting rid of those lines and accepting the gray areas, or also the not so gray areas. Like you said, you have a girl's heart.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and in this second iteration of my life, one of the things that I do is, I at least before the Trump administration started to destroyed it, I was the speaker on diversity, equity, and inclusion. Mm-hmm. And I went across the country talking about compassion and kindness for all humans, not just for trans people, but for all humans. Mm-hmm. And Scott and Ellen, I just have to tell you, okay, everywhere I went, two things occurred. First, I met so many people who had somebody who was transgender in their life. I mean, just, grandkid, son or daughter, niece or nephew, okay? But the second thing that I found is that if you get people away from the echo chambers, away from, the bombardment about other people who are other and you have to be afraid of them. If you can get them away from all of that, do you know what I found? They care about each other far more than anybody can even appreciate right now. They do.
Well, but that is that is the challenge that we are facing right now. Is because everybody is in their own camps. They are in their own echo chamber, and they're forgetting the thing that we are all human, and that we all just want to do the thing. And for me to be, married to a man, how does that affect your marriage? For you to present the way you present, how does that affect your life? At all. It doesn't, and trying to find those moments where we, we do like cheaper prices at the grocery store. We would like some healthcare that's easily accessible. There's so many things that we have in common, but because we are so divided right now, and as you said, there is always the need to other communities that to provide like a scapegoat and be like, no, it's always feels to me a little bit like the Southern strategy with Nixon. It's always like, you might be poor and undereducated and white, but at least you're white. That kind of feels like it's like the Southern strategy 2.0. It's like, you might be poor and white and cisgender, but you're cisgender and those people are crazy. You know what I mean?
No, there's no doubt about it. And, and for me, of course, the fear that I personally have, but rampant in my community right now is what are they planning for us?
Yeah. So
go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. The trans community across the country is just like all on edge.
Yeah, as if they don't have enough challenges in their lives. They've got a government that is vilifying them right now. And it just breaks our hearts. People like you need to, thank goodness your voice is out there bringing, empathy and kindness and concern for those that need it the most right now. So.
Well, thank you for that, Ellen. And I appreciate that, but my voice has also made me a target. Yeah. And, and I am gravely concerned that like this week, that the Trump administration may announce something so radical as in institutionalizing transgender people.
Yeah.
Last week, Daily Wire reporter asked Carolyn Levitt, the White House press secretary, is the president in the wake of the horrible, horrible shooting in Minneapolis, is the president, considering mass institutionalization of transgender people? Her answer back was, I'll have to get back to you on that.
Yeah, and horrible. All of that is fed in through social media and everything. I was going to say you are in Minneapolis. As we all know, this week Minneapolis and the country was just shook when a shooting occurred at a back-to-school mass at Annunciation Catholic Church, killing 2 kids and injuring 18. I mean, everything about this is horrible. And also, I think what's been really very weird and confusing is how people have been reporting on the shooter who appears to, according to the New York Times, at least, identifies as a member of the trans community. The response from the right wing has just had me gobsmacked. You have right-wing commentators who are saying exactly that. We need to break all the HIPAA laws. We need to identify all the people who identify as transgender and non-binary, and we need to round them up and institutionalize them because they are the ones who keep killing people. And it is so not true. 98% of all mass shooters are cis white males.
Yes,
straight
round
males.
them up too.
Anyway, you know all the facts and all the numbers, but how is the Minneapolis community holding up right now?
Well, of course, I mean it's a horror for the families of the victims, and of course we lost 2 children in the shooting. My heart goes out to everyone in the Annunciation Catholic Church family, and I'm just I'm just so very sorry for them. The community here, there have been vigils. There have been, we've had everybody involved with the governor and the attorney general and elected officials. We went through the unrest in 2020. We are a very resilient community, a very resilient state. But I cannot describe to you how much greater the fear is in my community today compared to last Sunday.
Yeah.
It has grown exponentially. And people just are waiting, literally, for the next shoe to drop.
Oh, man. That is, I can only imagine what a burden that is to carry around that sort of fear.
I'm a tough nut. I've got nearly 70 years on this chassis. But even on Friday, I updated my emergency contact list and other things related to my household and sent them to my sister and my best friend in the world and said, so you have these just in case.
Wow.
I'm sorry that you even have to feel that way, but I understand how you do feel that way. Yeah. Because there is more violence committed against transgender people than transgender people committing violence against others. It's just...
absolutely. And we are, all that trans people want, is simply to be left alone.
Yes.
Yeah.
Scott, you were saying that earlier in the...
Mind your own business. As your governor likes to say.
We just want, your governor, who I love, by the way, we just want to be left alone, to live our lives. We harm no one.
Right.
We don't. I go into the restroom. I ain't looking to do anything other than to take care of business.
Exactly.
That's all I want to do. And that is the case for 99.99% of all transgender people. Yet, MAGA, has seen fit to make us the poster child for all the cultural, social ills of America.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they can do it because we have no defense. We have you, the two of you, as allies and being there for us. But there are, we're losing allies left and right, and in the form of elected officials. And we are literally at the mercy of fate. We are. And all that I can do, is try, like with this interview, try to convince people that we are kind, we are gentle, we only want to live our lives. And my God, can't we just get past this and understand that we have so many things in common with each other?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Amen to that.
Yes.
Amen to that. Well, Ellie Krug, you are still out there fighting the good fight. Thank you for being so transparent with us. Thank you for being so open and honest about a very difficult time that your community is going through in Minneapolis, that the trans community is going through across the entire country. But we really... I applaud your courage, and I applaud your your tenacity.
And
I just want to do me.
Yeah.
I just want to do me. Think about picking up a copy of Getting to Ellen, a memoir about love, honesty, and gender change. There is the follow-up book, Being Ellen, A Second Chance at Life. Ellie Krug, how can people find more information about you and the work that you do? Because I still think you're still out there doing the good work.
I am. So they can go to elliekrug.com, ELLIEKRUG.com, to find out about my work. The 2 books are available on Amazon, Kindle. Also, or you can order them from your local bookstore, or Barnes & Noble. So the books are out there. They're available for purchase. Or somebody, if they go to beingellen.com, they can order an inscribed book from me directly.
Oh, all right. Well, there we are. Get a little fanciness on there as well. Ellie Krug, please come back.
Yes.
Early and often.
And and we are contemporaries because we were born the same year, Ellie. So there you go. Next year.
Oh, God, Ellen, we do need to see each other.
Yes,
Right?
we do. Yes, we do. I'd love that.
We would love to have you in studio so I can be bookended by septuagenarian Ellens going on over there. Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. Not yet. Next year.
Don't rush it. Oh, boy.
Ellie Krug, thank you so much for taking time out today to join us. And again, the books are Getting to Ellen, a memoir about love, honesty, and gender change, and Being Ellen, A Second Chance at Life. Ellie Krug, enjoy this day and onward.
Keep on keeping on.
Thank you both. I've just so enjoyed this. I really, really appreciate it. I wish you the best and have a great rest of the Labor Day weekend.
Same
Thank
to
you so
Ellie.
much. Same to
Thank
you.